It's 88.5, the SoCal Sound. My name is Hillary. Very excited to have Colin Meloy of the Decemberists joining us today. Thanks for being here.
I'm glad to be here.
So you have a new album coming out, first album in 6 years.
Yeah.
As It Ever Was, So It Will Be Again. That's the name of it. It's a mouthful.
You got it right.
I'm so glad I did. I practiced that. First album in 6 years. I know you have not been sitting idle in between. I know you're a writer. You've written some novels. What have you been doing these past 6 years? Also, first album post-COVID, right?
Yeah, first post-COVID record. Our last record came out in 2018. And in the meantime, right when the pandemic hit, I was working on a novel. So sort of a perfect time for a global pandemic for me. I don't know about you guys. But was able to kind of lock in and finish that book. And that came out a year and a half ago. And then I was also doing some other little projects, writing music for a musical theater piece that's still kind of in very early developmental stages, and other songwriting stuff, and then just being like a dad,
Which takes time, I hear.
It's a lot of time.
Yeah.
So that's what was consuming my time.
Do you find that your novel writing influences your songwriting at all, or vice versa?
Yeah, I mean, they kind of play off each other nicely. In some ways, my experience has been is that they are so different that they're kind of each of them a break from the other, that sometimes if I can't handle the manual labor of the novel writing, sometimes taking a break and working on songs will actually feel really refreshing. And similarly, I feel like novel writing, you feel like you can immerse yourself in a way you can't with songs.
Right. So I'm a big lyrics person myself.
Okay.
And you have a new single that we are playing a ton here on the SoCal Sound.
Great, awesome.
Burial Ground. And I was just telling you how it's always stuck in my head. It's catchy. So I'm going to talk a little bit about this song.
Yeah.
First of all, I want to talk about the lyrics because
Okay.
I was sitting on the 405 the other day just kind of singing along, and I was like, what did I sing about catching malaria going to a burial ground? So what is the song about?
Well, I mean, it's about death, right? And it's about reckoning with death, but really it's about the relationship between these two people. In my mind, this person Len and the person who's speaking to Len, and how they are going to the burial ground. It's sort of like a safe haven, all these things happening around them, and yet there's a kind of a sanctity and a safety in spending time at a burial ground. And I also think that maybe they're kind of teenage goths, potentially. There's a wide world of who those characters are. And then it just kind of toys with that idea of death and, making jokes about death, things being gravely held and things like that. And then contracting malaria. Well, that piece kind of got tagged on at the end. We were playing it live, and it needed that kind of kicker. And I just kind of sang that, and it was funny.
It is a kicker.
Kept it.
Yeah, it sticks in my head, definitely. So James Mercer from the Shins is on this song. How did that come about?
That happened. We were working on the arrangement, and we had this like kind of for us anyway, a relatively complex like backing vocal arrangement, kind of Beach Boysy, and we had everybody on hand. But I didn't want to do it. We felt like it would be an opportunity to have like a singer with a distinctive voice do it, and so we were like, well, let's just get James. And I actually texted him. I had no idea. I hadn't seen him in months. I had no idea if he was in town or not. It turned out he was. He could come in the next day.
That's
and
nice.
He just came in.
So he's from Portland too.
He's a Portlander,
Shins, I think we're a Portland band. So you guys are friends. You knew each other before this.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. Okay, let's talk about the tour. Okay, so you guys have a pretty extensive tour planned. You're playing a couple nights here in July, 14th and 15th at the Bellwether. First night already sold out, but still tickets available for the second. So tell me what it's like touring. Do you like it, or is it just like part of the job? You've been doing it for almost 25 years now with the Decemberists.
Yeah.
What's it like?
I think the performance aspect, doing the shows, is like the best thing in the world. It's something I live for. If it could just be that, I would be a very happy man. But it is surrounded by 22 hours of a lot of waiting around, a lot of bad sleep, a lot of being away from home. And just kind of shuttling from one place to another and hanging out in strange places. So that aspect I don't love, but the performance, but clearly it must weigh, there must be a balance there, otherwise I wouldn't be doing it.
Right. You probably get to a certain point in your career where it's not necessary to tour anymore, but you're still out there doing it.
It's probably still pretty
Still
necessary. Yeah,
Well, lucky for
album
us.
sales and streams, musicians' incomes being what it is these days.
Right, that makes sense. So I've seen you guys a couple of times, always in California. And so whenever you guys play Calamity Song, there's the line about California, succumbing to the fault line and everyone sighing a relief. And every time I see you guys play that, the crowd just like claps along, and it always kind of confuses me. What do you think when that happens? I
kind of figure that, well, first off, I think anytime you name check a state or a town, people lose it, so it's kind of funny to have it be negative.
Yeah.
And the imagine, California, everybody dying.
Yeah, exactly, and the crowd goes wild. Thousands of innocents died.
But I think people that come to our shows tend to have kind of a macabre sense of humor anyway, so I think that's probably where that comes from.
And also your live shows are like quite theatrical, I've noticed, like lots of crowd participation. And last time I saw you guys, maybe about 7 years ago, you brought this like giant whale out on the stage, and it just feels more theatrical than your average rock show.
Sure.
So why do you guys incorporate that kind of feeling with the
I
show?
think that all happened really spontaneously and organically. I mean, I grew up seeing bands that weren't super theatrical on stage, but were just very loose on stage and weren't afraid of kind of messing with each other and kind of. I think of like seeing Robin Hitchcock and his like these long monologues in between songs, or seeing. I remember seeing Unrest, that band, and the bass player like tripping the guitar player on stage, and both of them falling down on the ground and playing while on the ground. It just seems like a good opportunity, just to kind of make that experience more freeing, rather than the sort of state, I'm performing for you, you're appreciating it, And then that has developed into these kind of more elaborate ways of kind of messing with the audience.
Yeah, it kind of takes that third wall down. And it's a lot of fun. Your shows are a lot of fun.
Thank
so let's
you.
hear another song off the album. Next one we're going to hear is called Oh No. Want to talk about it at all?
Oh no, sure. It's about a bunch of like chaos makers, loosely inspired by Emir Kusturica's Underground.
I don't know what that is.
It's a movie.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys are going to be out on tour, and Rat Boys are opening for you. I don't know this band. Can you tell us about them?
I didn't know about them either until someone suggested as openers, and then I went back and listened to them, and I really enjoyed their stuff. It's very cool, kind of guitar-driven power pop, awesome. Which I have. It's an easy way to my heart.
I hear you're a Morrissey fan.
I have a Moz tattoo.
Oh, so you're a big Morrissey fan.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. Have you ever met him?
I've never met him, no.
Okay.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Like,
probably
he's the sort of
better.
person, like, I've met a bunch of my heroes. He's the one where I'm like, it probably would be a bummer.
That is fair enough.
And so I'm kind of okay keeping him at arm's length.
That's smart, yeah. So let's go back to touring. Is there any place you like more than others? Is there any city that stands out that you love to play? Or are they all kind of similar?
It really depends. I feel like, and it depends on different times of our career. Like, I feel like early on, San Francisco was such a great city for, like, every time we came there, it'd be these raucous shows. And then recently going to like Washington, D.C., has been a lot of fun. Though Washington, D.C. has always been great. I do like playing, because I grew up in Montana, and because as like a music fan in Montana growing up, I was so bummed that all of my favorite bands never, very rarely came through. I made it a point that we would play Montana on every tour, and so it's always fun playing there.
Is that full of friends and family when you play those Montana shows?
Yeah.
That makes it fun, I'm sure.
Totally.
So you're in LA right now. What do you like about LA? What do you like about being here?
I like the tacos.
The tacos are good. It's a good answer.
I like the weather.
It's hot today, though.
I also like the kind of old architecture. There's a lot to love, I think, about LA.
It's a good spot.
Even though I have kind of a weird relationship with it.
I think everyone has a weird relationship with LA. I think that's just
how it is.
Yeah, that's just how it is. So back to the new album. What can we expect from it? It comes out June 14th, so we're getting close.
Yeah. Well, it's our first proper double record. It's our longest record. And the sequencing process was very involved. And the 4 sides of the LP, I feel like, are 4 different sort of conceptually connected sides. And so ideally, it's great from top to bottom, listen to it top to finish. But also I feel like there's a certain amount of like, when you're in the mood for side 2, there's something there for you. Or side 4, which is just one long song. So
how long?
19 minutes.
No, that's a long song. Yeah.
So there's lots of so in that sense, I think it should be an interesting listen.
Yeah, and Mike Mills is on this album as
Mike
well.
Mills is on it,
How did that happen?
Again, he happened to be coming through town and playing with the baseball project, and Tucker Martine, our producer, knew that he was in town. We were like, let's just reach out and just see if he wants to do something. And he said he was available, so we just sent him what we were working on, which was Joan in the Garden. And he hummed some stuff on the drive in and showed up and sang and played some piano. It was
wow,
really cool.
That's so cool. All right, let's hear another song off the album. We are going to hear All I Want Is You. Do you want to talk about that one?
Yeah, it's just a very simple love song, just very hard on its sleeve. Yeah. Very simple love song.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was so wonderful having you here. I can't wait to hear the album. And
I appreciate you having me.
See you guys play. Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Cool.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you.